So what? Suddenly you got two cameras? Well, yeah, I got two cameras. Because we got to do better for you guys. And what? Now suddenly you're mic'd up? Yeah, I'm mic'd up. Don't know if I'm going to sync it right, but we got to try to do better for you guys. So what's next then? You're going to start doing some sort of action movie where you're racing all the way through the cities. And it's like the newest version of like that one FF series that's like taking over the world and makes a bunch of money. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know what's next. But what I do know is that none of this can be possible without you guys. And none of this is done for anybody but you guys. I mean, I guess we're doing it for ourselves to try and become better and to try and be the people that we wanted to be when we were just young teenagers with dreams. But I need you guys to try and help support us, because the more stuff you buy, the more stuff we can do for the channel. Our BCC hoodies are great. This one's brown. I love it. And I don't really know where I'm going with this. It's supposed to be inspirational. It's supposed to be like, we love y'all, which it is, because we do. But I don't know, it's hard to be a salesman when you're trying to just do it for the love. So maybe we will do a screenplay and make our own movie. I don't know. We'll see how well I get with the cinematics. So in short, I guess I just want to say, I love y'all. And even if y'all aren't buying stuff, we're still gonna keep doing it. We're just here, trying to make friends, trying to make content, and give y'all something to look forward to. So hopefully we can keep up and keep getting better. But for now, we gotta fix a shit heap of a Jeep. So in theory here, we've got everything we need. We're gonna start by taking off the fan clutch here. Then we're gonna loosen all the bolts, get the belt undone, and get it rolling. So start by taking off the fan clutch. It's gonna be a 13 mil. Just gonna go down in here, do what we can, and it wants to turn instantly. So let's go ahead and get something to hold it, why don't we? Just using the tension of the water pump itself bolts to hold them in. To get this fan clutch undone. Nice and loose now. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Those appear to be just finger tight at this point. There's one. We gotta let the dogs in because they're cold. But I don't get the option of being cold or not, so we got stuff to do. It's a high of 34 today. Oh, but you're thinking this isn't a weather channel. Why are you telling me how cold it is? And that's just to tell you that if you see me shaking, it's not because of the caffeine, because I haven't had any caffeine today. Maybe that was the start. Maybe that's what needed to be the start of the video, was caffeine. So with a bit of persuasion from the hammer, we've now got our fan clutch out. Bruised it up a little bit, but it should be all right. So next we got to move on to loosening up these bolts on the water pump itself. It's 13 mil, so I'm gonna have one to loosen, one to tighten. Just get them held in place for me while I get this done. Shouldn't be too hard. Yep. Well, it's easier if you don't drop your wrench, stick around for a while, you'll realize that I do that a lot. Maybe the account should be called the Clumsy Mechanic. Oh. Told you, Clumsy Mechanic. Help. Alright, so I did get them loosened. And what I ended up doing is I had my 13 mil ratchet on the one I needed loose. I took this guy down here, I wedged it in between the crankshaft pulley and the wrench itself. Sorry, my brain's not working as far as the explanation there. But I wedged it in there, loosened it up, and it was able to get me loose enough on all of them that they're all broken free. Now we can start actually taking the bolts out. 4 bolts out, put them in a safe place. I never do. We'll end up right here, probably dropping down into the abyss. So now that we've got our belt off, we've got a little more sight to what we're doing here. Did notice that my power steering pump is missing a chunk, which I've been saying that my power steering pump's not doing too well, but that belt was also on there pretty loose, so I'm half inclined to wonder if that might be the problem. But for now, let's get going on what we were doing. So we got to get this bracket out of the way here. The power steering pump, it's also the tensioner. This bolt here, one down there, one right there, and we should be off. So let's come back to you after a little bit of wrenching there. Alright, now we've undone our top hoses. This one was just in the way. You don't actually need to take it off. This guy, I'm gonna have to wire brush the hell out of that or something, sandpaper, get that cleaned up. So now we gotta take off the bottom hose, remove our bolts, and then it's out. And we made a big mess. I need to invest in buckets. Don't come at me, environmentalists, I'm sorry. In fact, we did have to pull this idler pulley off to get the water pump out because of this hose. Depending on what the cost of everything is here in a minute when we go to the parts store, we might end up getting a new idler pulley because we're gonna need a new belt. We're gonna need some more boom. Then that we got that actually out. The water pump doesn't look terrible. It's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that it was screwed up. It looks like all of our gasket came out on this side, so that's good. So it still may not solve the problem, but I'm sure this one's seen its days. We are back from the parts store. We've acquired some things. So we got that tube that I was talking about. Let's see here. It's gonna be Dorman part number 56398 because that tube's out. Got some more coolant, just 50/50 green. Got a new serpentine belt and a new idler pulley. So let's start getting them all installed, why don't we? Sweet, now that you can see what's going on here. Now that we've got ourselves back going, we've got to get this new tube on the new water pump. Just gonna take that out of the pocket there. We're gonna start screwing it in. It's already got some thread locker on it, so that's nice. It's gonna go nice and easy down in until we start getting some resistance. Looks like it goes decently in there. Actually, that looks like we need like 3 more turns. It'll be lined up perfect. So let's see, go get the big wrench and get going here. Get her down in there. Nice and in the right spot. Slides right in where we want it. Bottom bolt. It's gonna be that center one. Let's get it started down there. Get our wrench with our 13 back on it. Start going for it. If we could find the 13. I mentioned to y'all that I'm the worst at this. There it is. All right, our water pump is bolted on. So at this point, we're gonna put our top hoses back on as well, just to get them where they're going, get everything lined up how we want it. I'm gonna kind of cinch this hose far down as I can, make it over that hump there, especially because the groove lines on it are right here, and we want to put that clamp back in the same groove lines. Get my hand up in there. Yeah, because the hose is all the way out to there, so we can put this right here. Since we didn't end up getting new hoses, I put priority on the belt and the tube and the tensioner rather than the hoses. Because the hoses are decently easy to change, minus that bottom one down there. That bottom one is pain, I'm sure, to change, especially because of how it sits down in there and getting to that top side portion that's on that water pump. I'm sure that part is an annoyance to switch out. I do remember when I put this thermostat on that I had to be particular with where I put this hose for clearance reasons, so maybe we'll run into that again, maybe we won't. But for now, let's just get it back on so we don't got it flopping around in the way, huh? Nice and tight on that. We're gonna go ahead and get our new pulley on. That won't be in the way anymore. We got our new tensioner pulley. Old bolt, but that's not gonna hurt anything. Get that back where it's supposed to be. And unless I snapped it clean off, that is just a normal threaded righty-tighty, lefty-loosey bolt on that pulley. And I don't think I snapped it clean off. Now, show you just how well we got to clear into that. Just that much. It's all we get. It's all we get for clearance on that. It's just that little bit right there. But I'm gonna kill the mic and start putting stuff back together. We gotta do. Let's see. Oh, we gotta deal with the whole power steering pump debacle. So we're gonna put this hose back on, put the power steering bracket back in place with that big 15 mil bolt, and then we're gonna start putting the power steering pump back on, and then we will get the serpentine belt back on, but I'll come back to you guys before that. I grabbed the wrong belt. Now I have the right belt. All right, so we got the power steering pump back on. Everything's tightened down. It's not going anywhere. Hopefully it's tensioned properly. We got the new tensioner on. We got this pulley back on. I still need to tighten everything down. I'll bring you guys back for the serpentine belt once I get that all tightened down. I'm trying to make not as long a video as of me just sitting there wrenching, so I'm trying to put everything in and tell you what's going on as I'm going instead of having 45 minutes of me just wrenching and cursing at the Jeep. I'm gonna go ahead and get our belt back on before we put the fan clutch back on. Start at the bottom here. It's all back together now. Alright, steering column's back on, belt back on. How to use the old belt, I don't know what's going on with that, and I don't know why I can't get any more attention than that. I think part of the problem is that everybody else has got a different looking power steering pump than I do. So I don't really know what's up with that. We're gonna turn it on. I filled it with coolant. I don't have a burper, so let's see if it goes boom. The only thing that's not back in is the auxiliary fan because I don't want it in the way if I gotta take it out again. So I think I lost the screw for it too. But yeah, let's see what's up. So far, so good. And the chirping noise doing flat goods. Well, wrong. Nothing looks wrong. Let's try again. Sun's not working. We need an extra set of hands. Turn it on. Yep. You good? Well, that's it for that project for the fucking day. Seriously, nothing I did should have done that.